tough for Askham here, but he's used to it. There's the age differential straight away. There's the height differential straight away. Well, the reach is good for Khalidov, and he'll try and drop that right hand in whenever he can. The numbers speak for themselves, but Askham really has got all the tools in the box, but so has Khalidov. He really is a very clever technical fighter. Naturally southpaw Askham. Our referee, Mr. Lukasz Bozowski, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It's our main event. Khalidov versus Askham.
For Khalidov, he's got to move, box, look to land the right hand, do the dance, and catch Askham with an intercepting shot. For Askham, I would have expected technical kickboxing, and look at this, we go to the ground. Great takedown there. Askham actually went in for the double leg, but Khalidov was able to reverse it. Oh, he's gonna drop for a leg lock, Will. To go for a straight ankle lock. How deep he is, it's difficult to see. This is one of his specialties. If he can hip in, great defense from Scott Askham. Relieving the pressure and then escaping, but Khalidov gets full guard. This was not what I expected in this fight. I would have thought it would have been a stand-up affair. And here we are within 30 seconds.
Khalidov amazingly aggressive there, wasn't he? Went straight to the ground and started putting moves on Askham, and that's really disrupted the flow. Askham, on the pre-fight talked about that liver kick that he delivers. He's great on the ground, Askham, there's no doubt about it. But fighting off his back now, Khalidov, well, very cheekily invites Askham down.
That was a great up kick. Another specialty as well. Look at this. Leg lock entry. He's gonna go for the heel hook. Watch him sit up into a calf slicer as well. He was thinking about it. You can see him triangle the legs. Khalidov is so dangerous. He's such an options fighter. In every transition, that's where you gotta watch yourself.
I tell you what, in that open guard, it's like entering a snake pit, isn't it? He is so deadly, Khalidov. And you know, he fights with his mind. He uses that extra set of skills. And you know, Askham, brilliant fighter, but then Khalidov needs to rely on everything to try and take on the UK champion.
This is good from Scott. If he can slow it down, work the body, nullify the guard. I'm not sure what Khalidov is looking for. He does open up his legs, but most of the time he looks to be trying to get Scott to stand and then attack maybe with a leg lock of his own. He went there twice. If Scott can posture, I would look to stand up and not even play here. He may feel an advantage here at times with the punches, the short punches that we're seeing, but is it worth the risk? That's the question.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an absolute perfect display of defense off your back from Khalidov, and the champion being asked questions here. He's been disrupted in the sense that he wanted to probably keep it upright, but just look at the slipsy dark arts that Khalidov is bringing, these inside moves, the slip and the elbow, working out of that guard. He closes it and locks Askham down. And I have to say, Askham being nullified here in a way that I've never seen him before, using a lot of energy to try and get out of this and try and put the moves on Khalidov. Khalidov tying him up, almost as if he wants to drain the tank.
He's keeping his arms pretty tight, posturing at times, throwing in some short shots. It looked to me like he might try and use the can opener to open up the guard, but he seems content to hang here and just shut down the hips of Khalidov. Will he drop for a leg of his own? He thought about it. He was holding on to it. That's good stuff. You can threaten the legs, go for the pass, back and forth. There's an ebb and flow here.
Well, Askham taking some shots there, took a right hand and a left hand off the back, and the elbows going in from Khalidov. This is great work here from the former champion. Khalidov opens the guard, locks it back in again, working off his back beautifully, and we see what he does with his hand. He slips it over and then puts the elbow in. This is great inside dark arts from Khalidov. This is experience at play here, and I think Askham being asked a great question as to what he's going to do here. He's just really been shut off, hasn't he? The supply has been shut off to Askham.
Yeah, it's been good defense from Khalidov. There's some offense, and there's also consideration for the ground and pound that can happen here. So the hand fighting is there. There we go. There's a spinning arm lock attempt. That's what he was waiting for. The dynamic guard of Mamed Khalidov. It's been a while since we've seen that.
Well, Khalidov has been making Askham scramble a couple of times here. He's really put some serious propositions, and I don't think Askham expected it to go quite this way. It was always going to be a tough encounter. This is the first time that we've seen a bout on the ground here, and for all the striking skills of Khalidov.
Nice. Askham stepping through, gets to happen. Just look at the shuffle there. The hip escape from Khalidov, the activity of the guard. He does look renewed and regenerated. A fighter will always promise that. They'll come into a fight and say, look, I'm a better guy. The time off was good, but right now I'm seeing evidence of that. But Scott's sticking to the game plan. He's listening to his corner here. He's maintaining position. He's avoiding the worst of it. So it's been a great performance from both guys.
No one quite knows which way it will go. And a legend in Poland, Mamed Khalidov, but then so is Askham. So let's see where this goes.
Nice kick from Khalidov. It's interesting that he's choosing to stand southpaw here. He's good both ways. And there the takedown again from Askham. That may have been the game plan. I think they want to keep working just to wear him down. Make him work, make him spend energy, drain the gas tank. You know, cardio is not a linear thing. You use it, you recover a bit, you use it.
Well, Khalidov looks quite comfortable working off his back there, but I don't think it's going to advantage him in the long run. He needs to score, and he needs to wear Askham down. And at the moment, that defense is taking a lot of energy, and Khalidov doesn't want to get up off the back. He's happy to keep that open guard.
Askham's corner were calling for him to move Khalidov up against the wire. That's going to shut down the guard. Khalidov actually grabbed his legs to try to go for the lumberjack sweep. He's just got so many tricks.
Well, the referee's calling Askham to bring it on. Khalidov throws up that kick, strikes, hits the target most of the time. In he goes to that closed guard, Askham, and the champion putting the pressure on Khalidov.
I just heard Danny Mitchell say GSP style. For those in the know, that's what we're seeing here for sure.
So much more of the same here in the second, in this our main event. He's closed it down. But Askham still bringing the aggression, and it's Khalidov working from that defensive open and then closed guard position.
You see Askham shuffling forward, really, really tight here. That's going to nullify the activity of Mamed Khalidov, allow him to get those little pot shots in. You stand deep in the closed guard, and just the positioning here is perfect.
Well, Askham now starting to go to work, and that pendulum of pain is starting to swing unfavorably for Khalidov. Up against the wire, as you say, Chris, not a lot of options there for Khalidov. Still firing shots off the back, but this time Askham now tries to come forward, tries to land the big shots over the top. Sensational atmosphere here, the crowd going absolutely crazy for Khalidov. But this really is your ticket money right here. This is a really brutal and grueling outing for both men. And when you think that Askham has dispatched his opponent so quickly, so easily, up against Khalidov, this is a real ask for Askham.
Also considering the fact that he said, you know what I'm going to do in this fight? I'm going to go out there and kickbox and set up the left kick. And then he goes out there and does this right from the get-go. He goes and takes Khalidov down. Did it again in the second round. So psychological warfare, you promise one thing and you take the fight another direction. That's not to say Scott Askham can't hang on the ground. I mean, he trains in one of the best gyms in the world. He's got great coaches. But he's shown another dimension here. And conversely, when's the last time? I can't think. It's been years since we've seen Khalidov spend this much time on his back in a fight.
Absolutely, but the escapology is brilliant. He's slipping those big shots of Askham's, and he's not taking a lot of heat at the moment. He's on his back, he's resting, and I mean, he needs this energy to finish this fight. We've got just over a minute left in round 2, and at the moment, the aggression is Askham, but he's expending the energy. And is that a mistake at this stage? He really is using up and burning fuel like no one's business. And, you know, if it goes to the third, maybe that's going to be a misjudgment on Askham's agenda here tonight.
I've got him up in this fight right now, though. He's winning the rounds. It's only a 3-round fight. So that puts Khalidov under increased pressure if he's down on the scorecards going into the third.
Well, quite clearly, it's not for the want of trying. And I don't know whether this was Khalidov's strategy. Bit of crossface going on here from Askham. He's really desperate to try and make an impact. He still looks so comfortable though, Khalidov, doesn't he? I mean, you know, he's under a great deal of pressure, but never was there a more relaxed fighter than Mamed Khalidov. So now Khalidov brings the action here, jumping kick. Askham rides it, goes for the single leg takedown. Maybe Khalidov rushed in just a little too quick. That's the bell. It's the comeback out of retirement from Mamed Khalidov. And there he is, the smiling champion. They embrace, these are true warriors as they go to it for the third and final round. 5 more minutes to decide the outcome of this. So far, Askham ahead on points, but Mamed Khalidov, the supreme, the ultimate fighter, the warrior, really putting in a fantastic performance here.
Very good. He's got to turn off the fence. Do not get caught up against the wire. You noticed him switch up a minute ago. He was actually looking for the right hand. When he stance swaps like that, then in comes the right. Nice short right hand up the middle. This is good for Khalidov. And this is better for Askham. I feel like Askham's team would have done a couple of things coming into this. They thought his frame was going to be a problem from the top against Khalidov, which it has been. And they felt that at 31 versus a 39-year-old that they would have the conditioning advantage. And that's clearly the realm here on the mat where they wanted to test that conditioning.
Well, a little bit of a rough around the edges, ragged BJJ there as there was a scramble to the ground. Little bit of escapology there from Khalidov. He rolls into that closed guard, and Askham back on duty, back at the coalface, working the moves from the top, being held in that closed guard that Khalidov slips in, and, well, although he's defending off his back really brilliantly, it's Askham here that is bringing the pressure and bringing the heat.
Very smart from Scott. He was kind of tripoding up and walking forward, but then immediately sunk back down and tight on the hips. We've seen Khalidov attack the legs a couple of times when he's up like that, so it's smart to close off that space. Push him towards the fence. We're going to see the same thing that we saw in the last round here. It's nice for Khalidov to attack here, but he's got to use the cage to get back up, in my opinion, because that's, as we saw in the beginning of this round, where he could cause some problems, I think, again, for Scott.
Yeah, I think the most distinct advantage for Khalidov, the most dangerous position is in the upright. I think that big overhand right, the feinting, the ability to move around and fox his opponent and keep that moving target going. But he's kind of sacrificed all that for this, you know, easy drop to the mat to defend off his back. Well, we've still got 2.5 minutes left in this round, and you've got Askham clearly ahead on points, so Khalidov needs a rabbit out of the hat, I'm afraid to say again.
Very smart from Scott a moment ago. He saw Khalidov posting up and thinking about either an escape or an attack, so he retreated, controlled the legs, and then came slowly back into this guard. Scott has just shown some new dimensions here, at least as far as his KSW career goes. But there's the old saying, what you see in the ring, what you see in those 15 or 25 minutes is a fraction of what the guys have done in the gym. And Scott has shown that here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. To paraphrase the great, late Muhammad Ali, all my work is done before those lights shine in the ring. It's hours in the road, hours in the gym. And yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg. You know, the dancing is done under the lights, but the work is done in the dark at 6 a.m. in the morning on the road. Well, we've got 1.5 minutes left. Askham more powerful, in control here, and it looks like the champion just will not be beaten here tonight. Brave effort from Khalidov, but just maybe a bridge too far with Askham.
Łukasz Bozanski calling for both guys to work here. Scott thinking about that knee slice. Khalidov just creates space, those little back fists. He's been working. Khalidov has just shown he's taking this fight very seriously, because this is an exhausting, grueling pace. This is a dig into the trenches and slug it out fight.
Askham, although he's been dominant, he's not caused a problem for Khalidov. I mean, you know, any other fighter would be carrying some heavy bruises, some heavy redness around the face. Khalidov has managed very well to avoid a lot of the problem. And look at him roll out from there as Askham tries to take his back. A little bit of a scramble and a sprawl, and whoever gets to their feet here could have the advantage. Askham wants to take it down. Khalidov defends, puts off that double leg takedown, but down it goes, and a little bit of blood from the nose of Khalidov.
A little bit of daylight there for Khalidov for a moment, but Scott was having none of it. And what discipline as well. Some people say, oh, you know, 30 seconds left, really push for the finish. This is smart. He's got to win this fight. He's got to get the W. For Scott, this is his career. And that was a great career decision.
10-second clapper, we're almost at the end. It's one hand clapping for Khalidov. I don't think anything he does now can change the outcome. Askham has managed to take this. And there it is. At the end of 3 rounds, just the sheer energy, the rapacious attitude of the champion, Scott Askham, was the defining factor here tonight against Mamed Khalidov in his comeback.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the unanimous decision. And your winner is